The Transformers will return after these messages.
Hello, female flesh creatures. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back to your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. Why? Because I am Megatron, and he is a puny weakling. Yes.
All right, and welcome back to another edition of Megatron Draws. This is number 59. I'm getting close to 69, actually. So it's going to be... We all know what I'm going to have to draw on when we hit 69, but good morning or evening, wherever you are. You know, it's good to see you, Jacob. And I obviously put the poll up for favorite Disney film, which... Mulan, it's kind of neck and neck for Incredibles and Mulan. So, hey, Boset, how's it going, man? Just want to pop by. Yeah, how's it going, man? It's good to see you. So, obviously, today we are going to be coloring up Mulan because I just got inspired to draw her. You know, when I rewatched the movie like a couple weeks ago, and it's been a really long time since I watched this movie. Like, I think it was like once. In like school or something like that. So, and then I think I might have watched it afterwards. I can't remember, but yeah, it's a great movie, great film, and I'm guessing it was obviously bastardized by Disney when they did the live action remake. So, but luckily I'm not into the Disney films anymore, so I'm just sticking to the classics because that's the only thing that matters to me. You know. Moving forward. Thanks, man. Yeah. I always kind of try to mimic the original sort of art style when it comes to like doing Disney stuff. So it's kind of same sort of idea I got like when I did the Nani and Stitch not too long ago. And I'm kind of following the same sort of format for Disney characters where I have like kind of the border around here because I kind of realized, oh yeah, because I was kind of earlier this morning, I was kind of figuring out or thinking about what to do with the background here. And so I was just like, well, with the other Disney film or characters I did, which I didn't really do this intentionally, it just kind of happened the way it did. But I was like, oh, I'm kind of just drawing all these Disney characters and they all have the same sort of style going on. So I was like, let's keep going with it. So right now I'm just using E000 to kind of, get the eye. Sure, I kind of just use this to kind of map out where I want all the colors to go before I lay any of the darker stuff down. So. And since she's an Asian lady, she's going to have a little bit more fairer skin because women need. Well, she does in the movie, so. Ooh, and I need to get my reference up. It's been a while since I've watched either of them. Great vids, not watching the. Yeah. I don't support Disney in any shape or form. Or at least I try to as much as possible. Yeah, because Disney ain't right. Yeah, it's not right anymore. So I'm just sticking with the classics, and I'm happy with that. Yeah. Gotta be kind of careful with the black ink there. Don't want to smudge it. I think we'll just kind of like create like a little like white like sort of highlight down this way. Just going like that. But like, I just saw like one, like I remember, because one thing I noticed about the trailers I saw for the movie, or like just some of the promotional art for the live action film, is that it's just like the character, like she just looks so bland and boring. Like, I mean, that's kind of like the same problem with all the other live action remakes, that they just don't really have the same sort of personality as the originals. Like, you look at the way, like, because Mulan was like had so much personality, and she was always like a bubble. She had a very bubbly sort of personality. It's just like, and then just like I just see all these pictures of the film where she's just like looking very stoic and very hardened and whatnot. It's like that's not really who the character was. But yeah, we're doing the costume I'm doing for her is like the very first one we see her in. I think it's like the green and yellow dress that she was in, but we don't get to see the dress in this photo, obviously. So, all right, so. They've never been right. Yeah. Just that they exposed themselves recently. Now everyone's seeing. Yeah, exactly. Like they're all sort of fucked up over there at Disney. Just dumb. Like the very fact that they filmed that film near like a concentration camp says it all. It's just like, yeah, you're full of shit. I'm kind of tempted to leave this half of her face kind of whitish. I think it might look nicer. I don't know. Nah. Let's do a light sort of. Ooh, gotta be careful here. Don't want to smudge. Need the blacks. Make it look ugly. Although we could get away with it and say, oh, she's just in a battle lately or recently. So just gotta make sure. I'm kind of doing a different sort of format the way I'm structuring the stream, so it's kind of a little bit off. So I can only like see the stream from a very small like window here. So I'm just making sure that you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll go all the way here. This pen running out of ink. Hold on. There's probably the other one. This one's kind of dead. So I have two of these E000, so which I do have a refill for, so if I need to. I probably should go stock up on some more refills, honestly, when I get paid. Well, I'm probably going to be focusing on a lot of other projects, because I've actually started doing a diorama work for my Transformers display, which I can probably show. I'll probably show off by the end of this stream or at some point. But yeah, I finished up a Transformers diorama for my Autobots, and it was kind of like, it was based on the arc and whatnot from the original cartoon and stuff. Oh, hey, Rhetorical Thorough, how's it going? One of the ones in the poll, I'd say, but my favorite overall is gotcha. Yeah, I just picked random ones here, but yeah. Incredibles is like one of my favorite ones too. Yeah, that and like Lilo and Stitch, probably my favorite Disney films. I don't think I've seen. I haven't really seen a whole lot of Disney films, to be honest. So maybe one I have to check out at some point. More into my robots, So yeah, that movie's like great, really underrated. Actually, have you seen this one I did, Rhetorical? I actually drew Nani and Stitch together a while ago. Drew these two together. because yeah, I like the actually like the sister a lot in the movie, and I did these two not too long ago. In case you haven't seen it yet, did a Violet and I did a Plastic Girl. Ooh, it's a little close, so yeah. Actually, I did a stream of where I just drew Stitch on my channel. You should be able to find the time lapse for that. However, I can't really show that one right now because it's that Stitch piece is actually in the hands of its new owner. So I can't show the physical copy of it right now. Really amazing too. Yeah. That movie was so good. Like, it was so well written. Lots of really good story telling that. And yeah, I just love the bond between Lilo and Stitch, because it's kind of like they're both kind of screwed up in a way. Like, because Lilo's kind of a weird ass kid, but it's like, and it kind of works because like you have this alien creature that's kind of also kind of fucked up. And it's a really sweet story. Yeah. I really felt bad because I didn't know how old Nani was in the movie, and I found out later that she's actually 19 in that movie. I was like, holy shit! And she's like fucking supporting her only sister and whatnot. I was like, holy shit, she's on the grind. Yeah. I mean, not saying that she's like a fucking psychopath or anything like that, but but she's like kind of weird. She's a weirdo kid. Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful and fanciful. I mean, yeah, exactly. It's really great. Really good storytelling in that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll do it for the. Or should I? Kind of flats, I guess, for lack of better terms, but. All right. Hey, Grumpy. How's it going, man? Not Choose Incredibles. Yeah. Hey, those are good movies, too. Those are good movies, too. Although, actually, I don't think I've seen Aladdin before, actually, which is probably giving me a lot of hate, but yeah, I've never really been the biggest Disney movie fan. Like, kind of more selective when it comes to those things. But yeah, but there's a lot of movies I still need to catch up on. So, which good thing Hollywood's kind of dog shit right now. It's kind of giving me the opportunity to actually check out some of these older stuff that I've missed. So there is a positive to not actually to all the bullshit that they're doing right now. Gotcha. Gonna start pulling it through. Ooh, nice. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about the diorama work. Yeah, I've been working on some dioramas lately for my Transformers display, which I think I'll pull up a picture of it. I think I have a link. All right. I'll show off a little. I'll show off real quickly because not too sure if anyone's going to stay long, but of course they all are. But come on, The Incredibles versus most Pixar film win is even a good chunk of it. Yeah. I just kind of group them all together. They're all the same to me, honestly. But here's the picture of the current display for my Autobots. There's still a little bit of work that needs to be done for it. Hold on. You see it? Hold on. Here, I'll remove myself. Or no. Okay, there we go. Now we can see it. I don't really share the screen much, but yeah, here's the Autobots. And yeah, and obviously there's some things I want to change up. Like I want to kind of fix up the gap here and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty happy with the way this one turned out. And I think it's my first diorama I ever did. So I'm kind of now granted, I did watch a bunch of like diorama tutorial videos like prior, so I wasn't like completely blind going into it, but yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. Here, I'll just close that up so we can get back into the drawing. All right. But yeah, next I'll be doing the Lincoln Memorial, so I'll probably be going to the Michael's to get some more supplies for that. There, all the paper movies are in one universe now. It's possible. maybe. Like I'd love to see like they have like an Incredibles, like like Mr. Incredible toy in like one of the Toy Story movies. That'd be kind of funny. Let's darken up some of these areas here, and then we'll kind of add some more color to it. So I do want to kind of add a little bit of a rosiness to her cheeks here, like kind of a pinkish, reddish color. Amber seems to be trying to live out. Oh yeah. Yeah, Brie Larson or Amber, and that whole trial was so fucking funny to watch. It's just a big ass comedy show at this point. Yeah. And it got to a point where one of the lawyers or whatever actually mentioned the Amber Turd hashtag. It was like, it cracked me up. I mean, it is possible because I think that there was I used to watch the Lilo and Stitch cartoon when it came out, a couple of them, and I think there was a Kim Possible crossover or something like that. So it's kind of possible that they could be all connected in some way. Probably hard to justify that because some of the worlds can be very different. Some worlds like have different rules and whatnot going on, but never say never. Yeah. But not too sure if I like that. Little Girl from Monster Inc. is supposed to be the Witch and Brave. No bullshit. It's really cool. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Grumpy. Really appreciate that. All right. So. All right. Let's add a different shade of different color to it. But yeah, with the diorama stuff, I might do a stream of some of that because I think that might be a lot of fun to do. But it'd probably be just for like painting stuff because I don't think I could. I don't know how I'd legitimately like do the carving, like the foam carving and stuff like that on air. It's kind of. But I could probably do some like painting stuff. Like I'd probably do like painting the throne for the Lincoln Memorial as a stream, that could probably work. But I have a very rough idea of how I want to go about that diorama. I have a kind of got a big plan because it's a very simple diorama too. Because very in terms of like design and whatnot. Long video about yeah. I think about Mulan. She's very suited to your style. It's almost thanks, man. Yeah, I guess it kind of works for my style, which I still haven't really figured out, but I think it works. I mean, I always kind of try to mimic the original like art style, with a lot of these things. So. Kind of like how I did the stitch and stuff like that. So Cars comes before Wally or after? I don't know. Not really the best when it comes to all those like really crazy theories. Although you probably can make the argument that a lot of the Disney princess films kind of could probably work in their own universe because they kind of go by the same sort of rules, So, because they're all like magic based and whatnot, or there's a lot of magic involved. And there's others that kind of like probably wouldn't work as well, just because of the time period and whatnot, or what have you. Yeah, I liked Wally. I think I've seen it like once or twice. It's been a while. All right. Should use you to kind of blend that in. Wish I had the patience to build. Yeah. It doesn't really take a whole lot of skill on it. It doesn't really like all it takes is it's not really something you can. Or how should I put this? It really wasn't that difficult to kind of figure out, honestly, like how to do diorama work. I'm not too sure if I like this color actually. Yeah, we'll make it work. But it wasn't really hard to kind of figure out, once I kind of got. I mean, granted, I did have like as I said, like the video reference to kind of. I used a lot of reference from different videos I've been watching, like kind of like studied religiously almost before I actually went in on the diorama. But it just takes time and practice, and just like any other skill, it's the same thing as drawing and the same thing as like. Really anything in life, it's just all matter of practice and like just allowing yourself to, step outside your comfort zone, do something different, All right. I think I pulled a DE 00 now. It's a little too pinkish for my liking. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. There. No, movies full of magic. Yeah, maybe. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I'm not really the theory guy. These are in every film. Yeah, I kind of know I kind of seen some of the Easter eggs once before. I might have watched a video on it or something like that a while ago. Can't remember. Actually, YR000 might be good here. Hold on. Although it's kind of dying on me, so it should be fine. I just need to kind of blend into the whites a bit more. Ooh. Look, I had no idea how easy it was to kind of figure out, like, doing the diorama work. It just kind of takes didn't really take a whole lot of trial and error because I kind of just like just went for it and it's just kind of came to me. Well, and to be fair, I kind of use a lot of my skills I've learned as an artist to kind of help me out as well. But yeah, diorama work is a lot of fun though. Although I do recommend if you're going to do diorama work, make sure you buy plastic gloves when you use glue because it's not easy. Especially Gorilla Glue is really pain in the ass to fucking remove from your fingers. I was like, I'm just tired of this shit. It's like, fuck that. I'm getting gloves. But it's better than getting it in your hair. Is all I'm saying. Because I cannot imagine. Like, remember that one lady who fucking got in her hair one time. I was like, how do you get glue in your hair? I was just good at it until about 7th grade. Yeah, then didn't pursue it anymore, and now I don't. Yeah. I think I've been drawing since I've been drawing for most of my life, honestly. Can't really remember a time when I wasn't drawing. Except for maybe like high school, junior high year, wasn't really into it as much because of stuff that was happening in my personal life. But yeah, but I eventually got back into it, and it kind of kind of took me away from what I was going through at the time. But that's a story for another time. Like I would always like draw like based on like some of the stuff I was seeing on TV or whatever. Like I would draw like Spider-Man or Star Wars characters and stuff like that. She did it on purpose and deserves every bit of hate. Yeah, yeah. Like, was she trying to like sue them? I can't remember that whole storyline, but I think that she was like trying to sue them or something like that. I was like, motherfucker, you put that there. It's like, like it's like the bottle clearly says don't fucking put in your hair or whatever. It's like, don't do stupid shit. What's stupid? Like, it's like, just don't be stupid. It's like accountability. Where is that in today's society? Not a lot until I did a self-portrait in like middle school. It was uncanny valley. It kind of freaked me out. Yeah, all it takes is practice. You know, all it takes is practice and kind of just like, you know, committing yourself to it. M Dastardly actually, you know, if you, he's kind of been on Mackany 90s channel for a little bit, and you know, he was just a viewer watching the channel, and eventually he got into painting himself because that's kind of like, you know, if you go into Mackany's channel, you'll like watching his channel, you'll want to draw basically. You know, you'll want to draw along with them, and then eventually M Dastardly did eventually get into art, and he's like making like really awesome like Bob Ross style paintings already. Like, and it took him like 7 months to get really good at it. So all it takes is practice. All it takes is practice and time that you're willing to put into it. My problem is that if something isn't easy, yeah. You know, nothing's really ever easy in life, though. You know, the best things in life are not easy to obtain. Then after high school, you know, I drew a Harley Quinn, and nice, dude, nice. Did that on purpose. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I'm pretty good with the skin tones right now. I might come back to it later in order to kind of match with what the background's going to be. Because I kind of, for the background, I kind of like laid out a little bit of what I want to do with it. So I kind of put like, you know, line for like the sky, because I'm trying to put it in like a cherry blossom sort of garden or whatever. So I have like some, and I didn't draw them in because I kind of think that when it comes to nature stuff, I kind of like the idea, like just freehanding that, because it kind of makes it look a little more natural and realistic. So I'm just kind of going to work those in as I go. Yeah. And then obviously right here is going to be where the grass is, and just kind of making like, I just like make some like little notes here to kind of make sure I don't forget. So yeah, that would definitely put a damper in my style. That was it. And fan art and stuff for several things and people recently, and they turned out to be douchebags, so delete the pics. Gotcha. Yeah. All right, I think I'm good with the skin tones for now. Actually blending a lot better than I thought it was. It's kind of thing with Copic markers because it kind of takes a little while for them to dry, or so the ink to let the ink like sit in and kind of let it blend like seamlessly. So all right, let's get some darker areas going, and then we'll kind of move on to the clothing and the hair and whatnot. I should do the hair real quickly because it won't. It'll just be like a brown like streak here. So which I have to cut out. Yeah, no problem. Rhetorical Phil. It's good to see you in the chat here today. So good to have you. And thanks for actually shouting me out on Twitter. Actually, that's really helped. It was actually really helpful in getting me past the 100 subs. Which, yeah, I hit 100 subs and 112 subs, I think, because more people started sharing out my tweet, just kind of celebrating. Hey, I'm about to hit 100 subs, and it's like 110, like just in a second. I was like, holy shit. So thanks, Rhetorical. I really appreciated that. Yeah, especially yesterday because I was not liking my shift. I had a really fucking shitty shift at work that day, so kind of made my day a little bit. Yeah, thanks, Keely. Yeah, it's good to see you. You're my very first subscriber, so thank you so much for being here. I still remember that. Still haven't really decided what I want to do for a celebration type stream. I mean, it's not really that big of a milestone, but for me, it means the world to me that a lot of people are actually enjoying what I'm doing here. So maybe we could do an auction or something like that. Would you guys be into that? Would you be into a actual auction, where I auction off some of the pieces I've drawn here on the channel? Kind of curious. Might actually put a poll up on Twitter a couple after the stream, kind of asking around, hey, would you guys be interested in participating in a little auction or whatever? Hey, Mads, how's it going? Yeah, no problem, man. Don't worry about it, dude. I get it. So I am definitely down to sell some of my art, because the guy needs some money, Oh, that's okay, Mads. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. And there we go. All right. Let's kind of blend those in seamlessly as much as possible. So thanks, Mads. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I just love this whole community. It's so fucking cool. I love all these people. But I'd have to kind of figure out which pieces I think would be the best for an auction, which ones I think people would want the most. So, but I can't do it this weekend just because I have to work this weekend. But maybe next weekend or the weekend after, we could do an auction stream. If people are interested, because I don't know if I have the the subscriber count to really warrant that. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to sort of gauge other people before I go ahead and do that. Well, I think the Green Goblin one could probably go for a high price if I do a quick. I also have to kind of figure out how to properly set up an auction stream, So it'll probably be similar to how Ethan Van Sciver does his drawing stream or his auction streams, because it's probably the best way to go about it, So, but yeah, I think that'll do it for Mulan here. Just need to smooth out this area here. I should add a little bit more to the nose here, or I guess kind of the bridge of the nose. No doubt. I had to celebrate 300 twice. Gotcha. Yeah. But I think like the Prime and Megatron fight probably could get me a lot of money if I sold that one. If I market the auction correctly and stuff like that. So. All right. Just blend that in just a little bit more, and then we'll kind of move on to the clothing. But yeah, I'm definitely down to have like guests on as well if I actually go through with that celebration. If you guys want to join in, although it'll have to be kind of a big rotation, because it'll have to be a rotation because I have the cheap free version of Streamlabs or StreamYards, so have to be a couple, only like 6 people at a time, I think. So yeah, this pen's dying on me. I need to get some refills at some point. I get paid this week, so I should be able to make a trip to the store I go to. All right, I think that'll do it for the face for now. Obviously, I might go back and change some things or add a bit more, but just kind of depends on how I approach the backdrop or background here. So, ooh, Incredibles is still in the lead. All right, so let's get the green, because she has like kind of a couple different shades of green. She has a darker shade, and then she has kind of a lighter shade of green. But in the picture here, you'll only see like the light shade of green here. So should make my job a little bit easier. Okay, can you not get in my way? Thank you. So we're going to be using the G000 to kind of map out areas that I want colored, and then we'll go from there. Kind of wish I had an iPad now. I want to draw my char from Dauntless, yeah. So it's in her. Oh, hold on. I need a reference pulled up. Okay, so it's just the arm and the top of the boob. So it needs to be greened out. All right. Let's move this over just so I can view both the chat and my reference. There we go. Much better. All right. She has horns. Gotcha. Yeah, I actually started a piece this morning because I was inspired by a topic on the full Aussie, which I'll show off who I'm drawing next. And it's another Disney girl, so I'll just give that hint. And you can guess or whatever in the chat as to who that might be. So kind of, the whole Disney female series kind of just like started. I didn't really like intend for it to be a series or anything. I just kind of just started drawing them because of the inspiration I was getting from what I was watching or rewatching rather at the time. I was rewatching The Incredibles. I was like, oh, I kind of want to draw Elastigirl and Violet. And I was like, oh, I rewatched Lilo and Stitch. It's like, yeah, I want to draw Stitch now. And so it just kind of went from there. And that's kind of how most of my drawings kind of go. I usually like draw based on my inspiration at the time. I'll send you a screenshot there. Got it. Gotcha. Yeah, send me it on Twitter or something like that. I'll definitely respond to it or check it out. Because I have no idea who that is. Yeah, let's cover that all up. Okay. Let me just check to make sure this color kind of blends well with my YGs. It should be fine. Should be. Probably should get more greens, honestly. I don't have a whole lot of greens to work with. It's a little too bright. I don't know. There we go. Actually, I like that. Okay, so I'll just kind of follow the pattern of the other green. What we do here. I haven't had so much struggle, Grumpy. I have not had the chance to, but I want to draw my. Gotcha. Yeah, I've never played a Dauntless, so I don't really know a whole lot about that. Ooh, Samus. That's one I probably should plan a draw stream for. Which I still need to do a lot of. There's a lot of video game characters I really want to do. Like a Lara Croft would be cool. Bayonetta for sure. Maybe some Overwatch characters. Yeah. I do like the female characters in that game because they were pretty fun. They were pretty fun. Samus would look good. Oh yeah, yeah. I am definitely down to draw Samus because she's a fine lady. Let's say that. Okay. Just trying to make sure it's still kind of coloring within the lines of the reference I'm using. All right. Grumpy Kryptonite. Grumpy Kryptonite. That's funny. But if I, for the diorama stuff, if I ever do streams for it, it'll probably be just like whenever I'm working on the diorama, like, which is usually at night when I was doing most of the diorama work because of after work and whatnot. So maybe sometime after a shift at work, I could probably do a couple streams here and there. Just kind of going through my thought process and whatnot of how I go about making the diorama, which I mean, I think that with all these different locations and whatnot I plan to kind of do with these characters, it's going to be very different for each diorama is definitely going to be very different, because the last one I did was very nature oriented with the Autobots and whatnot, because it's kind of like going. The idea with that was to kind of make it look like they're kind of going into a forest type of area, because that was kind of in the cartoon too. Because I think there was like a couple episodes where they'd go from the desert base into the forest and whatnot. So, and the reason why I was doing that is kind of because the backdrop I had, which I bought from Toy Hacks, which they do a bunch of like different like stages or backdrops for your figures and whatnot. And I got that one, but the problem is it didn't really fit properly in the Billy bookcase. So I was like, okay, so how do I go about fixing that? Because it kind of looks a little awkward when you had like just this white like wall like just like sticking out. I was just like, let's fix that. And so the idea I'm going to go for, which I still have to fix now, but so I started. Well, yeah, the fix for that at first was to kind of put like some trees in the back to kind of like make it look like, okay, they're going into a forest type of area to kind of cover that up and make it look less awkward. And so, but I still have the same problem. So I'm probably going to go back to the store, and what I'm probably going to do is get some like green foam or paper or whatever to kind of like stick it in there on the sides, and then I put that's what she said. But and then I just like glue like tree elements onto that. I think that'll kind of just kind of help even that out or make it more full. And then, yeah. But yeah, I have a lot of ideas for like diorama work. Although I can only do a couple at the moment, just because of the way things are. But oh shit! Very bad. You all right, both set? What the fuck's going on? And actually, I actually kind of just really released a new video, kind of kind of just showing the progress that it took to yeah, yeah. Stay safe, both said. What's going on? I hope you're doing all right, man. All right. All right, I think I'll do it for the green, or actually, no, I'll make this area a little bit darker here and a little bit here, just to kind of add a little bit of shadow effect to it. Actually, I think this color might be better. Hold on. All right. But like what I was saying with the dioramas, it's kind of awkward now. It's kind of like the Will Smith slab is like something really serious, kind of serious happens. It was like, oh shit. But yeah, the idea will be to kind of do the Lincoln Memorial for the Decepticons, and which I kind of need to plan properly with a lot of these, because I plan. Well, the future plan is to have get more furniture to kind of space things out a bit, and have like one shelf or one bookcase for Autobots, one for Decepticons, and that's kind of how I want to go about things. So I'm kind of like planning, what will this what size of the shelf needs to be in order to fit like certain characters and whatnot, if I ever get them, and should I ever get them. All right, I think that'll kind of do it for now. Okay, let's add some of the blue and then the red. So I think I'll use these ones. Just kind of tested them out earlier, so I think these are the proper ones to use here. Here. Just bend it over this. Ooh. There we go. All right, that should be good enough. So it's kind of a darker blue, but I kind of want to build into the blue. You know, I want it to be a nice, like, graded. Ooh, I just kind of went overboard. But I want to have a nice, like, faded sort of effect to it as well. So, ooh, someone is texting me. Who is that? Oh, fuck's sakes. Yeah. Oh, shit. Need my blender. Yeah, get me killed. I was talking about an event in a game. It was in a squad. Oh, okay. Okay. So you're not getting killed. Okay. I thought you were having like a heart problem or something. I was like, what the holy shit? Because you put a shock in the thing. I was like, what the fuck is escalation shock? I was like, oh shit, are you okay, man? Like, real? But hi, Copic. How's it going? Or Riot, how's it going? Oh, that's great. That's great. That I'm drawing your favorite princess. So, yeah. Hold on, let me answer this fucking text. Hold on. All right. Yeah, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is that? Like, I was like, holy shit, are you having like a problem or something? Like, what's going on here? And the stream just got like fucking so awkward at one point for a minute. I was like, because I was trying to talk about something a little bit more fun. I was like, what? It's like trying to, it's like the fucking Will Smith slap thing, you know. But great to have you all here, man. Really appreciate it. You know, I think it's the most people I've had on the stream. Yeah, or about 5 or 6. I think is kind of the number I've had the most of. So. All right. So we're obviously doing the green and blue and yellow like sort of dress that she was. I think it was the first outfit that we saw her in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. So, well, I gave her the shorter hair because I kind of like that better. All right. Oh, chat jumped on me. Hold on. There we go. All right. There we go. No problem, man. No problem. That's it. It's fine. It's fine. But I have some ideas what I want to do for the next couple other dioramas, because the problem is I can only do a couple or a certain amount because just because I don't have the certain figures or I don't have the right amount of furniture to kind of really test that out. So it's kind of I kind of just have to kind of do trial and error, trying to see or mostly just guessing, honestly, like how big certain figures will be if I get them and how to properly place them in like a diorama or something like that. So. But I'll probably just paint up the throne for the Lincoln Memorial at some point this week. Because I'll be going to Michael's on Thursday to get some supplies. So I might do that, and maybe I'll touch up do the stuff on the Arc diorama. I might actually do that as well. It's like a Monster Hunter. Oh, okay, gotcha. I see. All right. All right, so you're not having a heart attack or something like that. Okay, good. I was just like, what the fuck is that? I didn't want to sound like an idiot for being like, what the hell is this escalation you're talking about? Escalation shock. It's like, what the heck is that? Watch, it'll actually be something I'll just like feel even dumber. All right. Later, Mads. I'll see you later. Big enough. We can go for a chrono. All right. That should do it for the most part here. Just to get some lighter shades to kind of blend some things and whatnot. All right. So that should do it for the blue at least. Let's move on to the red and then we'll do the hair. Then we'll start working on the background because I kind of want to get that started pretty quickly. All right. 5-9. Nice shock blaze. Oh, okay, gotcha. Got me worried for a second there, buddy. But we gotta play Fortnite at some point. Again with Mackie, and that was a lot of fun. I played with him twice, I think. It was once on his channel, I think, or whatever, and then I think once, or it was twice. It was just me and him for duos. And then we kind of played. I kind of played with Dadman. and some other people. So that was a lot of fun, though. I'm not big enough, but I got to attend to this basement. Well, it gets loose down here, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, no worries, man. Later, Riot. It's good to have you here. Let's see. All right. Now we actually have an emergency to wish our boy well. It's like, okay, now. All right. No, darker shade. Hold on. Yeah, that should do it. Probably want to come back here with some grays to kind of just give a little more detail. You know, sort of the I guess the fabric line. I don't know. No, it doesn't have to be too detailed because it's kind of a small area and it's not really all that prominent, so it doesn't have to be all that big of a deal. Hold on, what the fuck's this thing doing? Yeah, put it like that. All right. So let's get that hair going, then we'll kind of move on to the background here. Actually, you know, I kind of want to add a slightly darker shade of blue. This looks a little too, yeah, it needs to be a little bit darker here. So I'll just add 26 here. Gotcha. No problem, both set. Hit the phone, actually. I get service while dealing with manga. Gotcha. Hope you figure that out, Grumpy. Hope it all goes well. Make sure your toys are safe. That's what you gotta do. You gotta make sure your toys are safe. That's the first thing that if I was having a problem like that down here, that's the first thing I grab. I was like, nope, no. That's like I spent so much money on these fucking things. I'm not fucking losing them. Grab the nearest box and dump them in. All right. I'll move that here. And then I can grab some brown. Actually, I'll probably just use a copper for the. Yeah, use a copper. Should be. There it is. So I like the copper on hair because it kind of gives it a little bit of a reddish sort of look to the hair. It kind of makes it pop a bit more. That goes on one dealing. Yeah. All right, that's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, because all my stuff down here isn't all in the basement. So like all my art supplies, my figures, and stuff like that. So then everything goes to shit. I have to haul ass, you know. Although, luckily, if there's ever a tornado, which there probably will never be where I live, but if there ever is one, all my stuff is safe down here. So, for the most part. Although, where I live, I don't think we've ever had a tornado. We might have had one tornado a while ago. That was like a long time ago. But we have had like tornado warnings, but nothing too serious. Well, I kind of want to see a tornado and stuff in real life, at least from a distance, you know. All right, I think that'll do it. The hair. Just kind of want to fill in some like little areas here that the ink didn't really get in earlier. So, and it kind of helps blend, like if you add a little bit of brown or copper tint here to the hair, it kind of blends like the stuff here in very nicely. So. Although I am tempted to get some actual like colored markers, like actual like multi-liners for different colors. I think it might be actually really useful for certain areas. All right, that should do it for the hair. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the background. Let's get that going. All right, let's get that out. All right. So we want the sky to be around here. So I'll just kind of go like this. Obviously, I'll be adding some, little clouds here and there to the sky here. Just a little bit. Only problem I would have actually if I was in a natural disaster or something like that, or a house fire or whatever. All my books are all down here, or at least my trades are down here, but my novels are upstairs. So I'd probably have to leave the trades behind though. Yeah, let's go with the. Where's my blender? All right. I would say I made the chain blades. Gotcha. Nice, dude. That would suck. I don't even want to think about a fire. Oh yeah, that'd be worse. We actually had a flood not too long, a couple years ago. It's kind of bad. So hopefully we don't have another one of those. So that would be fucking awful. I'd have to haul all my shit upstairs. I'd be like, fuck sakes. Especially because like there's so many like a lot of like really valuable things, like some of my autographs I've gotten like from Peter Cullen and Frank Welker, the Greg Berger one. I can't leave those ones behind. I have to save those ones. It's like now I'd probably hurt more than anything losing those things in a fire. You should watch Pico's Hang here on YouTube if you want. Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably check them out later at some point. Oh, and by the way, I might actually be dropping by, if she'll let me, I might drop by Mara's stream tonight. Because I don't think Steph's going to be able to make it. Because she's up in good old Florida. So, for the Megacon. So, might back her up if she'll let me. And if I do go on there, I will be drawing what I will be working on, what I will show off by the end of the stream. I'll show off what I've been working on today. Or what I started working on, rather. All right. All right, let's get some pinks for the cherry blossoms. All right, I don't have a whole lot of pink, so it's going to be very selective here. And smart about how I plan this out. Okay, this might work. Hold on. All right. I need some reference. Okay. Not you. I think me a lighter shade than that. All right. So obviously I'm just doing little like sort of little clumps of color to kind of just give the illusion that's kind of in the background, not really all that prominent, while also kind of looking purposeful. Ooh, I already have you. Hold on. Fuck off with your fucking bullshit. Stupid fucking computer. Hold on, just check to make sure the stream is looking better. Okay. Just trying to make sure you can actually see what I'm drawing. Might be hard to tell though, because of it's a very light color, So. I might just go all the way with this one. Honestly, just have a big. Just trying to think here, because the goal would probably to have like the little like stems like coming out like this way, So. And if I could, and if I have to, I can just like cover this with a darker shade of green. But I don't know. We'll go all with it. With the blossoms here. Time is it? 4:30. Actually made some pretty good progress so far. Ooh, I should probably check the chat. All the cherry blossoms. Just found a really pretty mouse pad. I wish for them. Nice. Yeah, nature isn't really my strong suit when it comes to drawing. So I kind of just figured maybe it'd probably look best if I just did like kind of like just do it naturally, or I just think it kind of looks more natural when it's just kind of like clumps of it instead of just trying to ink it or whatever. So I try to avoid as much ink as possible when it comes to like nature and elements like trees and stuff. All right. Which I kind of like this actually. And I think I could probably just do like little stems coming out of it. I think that might look really sharp. If it's background, it doesn't require it. Yeah, exactly that too. Yeah. Especially for like clouds and stuff like that. I actually use a different method that most people probably don't use. But what I do with paint, which I'll be doing when I do the clouds, I'll kind of show off how I kind of do things with that. But yeah, like for nature elements, I kind of think that it looks a lot better, especially in particular because I think it looks more natural when it's just like large clumps. And like I said earlier, it's. All right, I should do it for that color. Just get that area. I was kind of thinking of doing a cherry blossom tree here, but I kind of just want to keep it very simple here. I didn't want to have a big ass thing to draw here. So, and I don't really want to distract the viewer from her. I think because the point of the background is kind of draw your attention to her, not so much draw your attention to the background. So I think it's a fine line of how much you do with the background. I think there's layers to that. Ooh, you're falling. All right, you're going over here. You're an asshole. I need some water. My voice is cracked. Yeah, I probably need to do some Copic shopping. It would really been. I haven't really bought a whole lot of art supplies because I've been really focused on buying like stuff for the diorama. I'm still kind of thinking about what I want to do for the because the plan is to have like 2 shells for season 1 Autobots and stuff like that. So I'm kind of just trying to debate whether or not what I want to do for the other guys once I get more of them. So I was thinking of like maybe like an oil rig, kind of like from the very first episodes. But I could just do another desert canyon type of thing, but it's a little too similar, I think, for me personally. Because I want to have like a little bit of a variety when I do the dios, I could probably do like the Arctic area from when they find Jetfire. That could probably work. But, I don't know. I have a lot of ideas I've kind of thought about, so I'm just thinking out loud here. But geez, I'm way behind. I do love the blades, though, but I try to level up. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. Actually, I kind of like this, honestly. I don't think I need the stems, honestly. This works. So honestly, I'll probably just take away from this. I might just, I probably could just do pencil crayon work here. That might actually be better if I decide. But I don't know. I kind of like just the pink. I think it works. Also, although I kind of debated whether or not to do this in watercolor or this morning, but I can't really do that now because I already transferred this piece onto this blending card, and it probably wouldn't. And the watercolor pen would just like eat this fucking thing. But yeah, maybe one day we can, because I do still have the original inks for this. Yeah, it's right next to me actually. So I could just do transfer that to a sheet of watercolor, and then in that way we could probably do a watercolor. Because this is one character that probably could look really good with watercolors on her. So. Oh, write them down if your memory is anything. Yeah, I always write stuff down whenever I need note to remember things. I have a couple of notebooks flying around in case I need to. And I actually have kind of a big, kind of a not really smart, but it's kind of my plan for when I do the Decepticons, and that'll be to have so in the top shelf, if I let's go into a dream world with my display, Transformers display. Basically, the plan would be to have at the very top would be Megatron and Lincoln Memorial. Then below that would be the Cybertron stuff, and then I'll have Shockwave in the center of it. It would have like probably the Insecticons, Reflector, and maybe the Rainmakers if they could fit. Yeah, and then down below that would be my season 2 Decepticons, and that would have like my Astro Train if I and whenever I get that. Blitzwing, the Coneheads, that would kind of like, and for the for the diorama, it would be the Space Bridge, because it would kind of because to me that would make more sense to kind of have it kind of leading into the Decepticon, the stuff on Cybertron, because obviously if you've watched the cartoon, you know that the Space Bridge always took them to Cybertron in the original cartoon. That's kind of how it worked. So that's kind of like the plan in my head right now. And then below that would probably be the Galvatron Cyclonus shelf. Yeah, below that, and then which I'd probably do the Starscream's throne, the coronation scene. I think that'd be a really good like diorama for them, but. I could also do the Char. I think that's the planet where Galvatron landed after the '86 movie. I think that'd be a really cool one to have because it'd have lava and stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. Cool to do It'd be kind of cool to do lava in a diorama. Yeah. But we'll see as we roll in. Yeah. Yeah, this is something about like just writing stuff down. Like, I could obviously go into my computer and write some ideas down. I do that too, obviously, to kind of save some ideas. But like when it comes to like initial planning, initial ideas, I usually just like pull out a pen and paper, because when I write it down, I'm less likely to forget because I have that sort of muscle memory of writing that down. It kind of just reminds me of, oh, I remember writing this down. So it kind of reinforces that the sort of ideas that are in my head in a way. Does that make sense? I'm not too sure. Oh, I got to make that Galvatron one. Are you getting the as? Yeah. Oh, I have. Hold on. Yeah. I already have the Galvatron. Here he is. I can't really show him properly, but yeah, I already have the Fans Toys Galvatron, which is the same one that Az has. So, Ulrich, yeah, that probably I'll probably do that for like the rest of the season 1 Autobots, and the plan would be to have 2 shelves for season 2 Autobots. Although I don't know, I'm toying with the idea of just like fitting all season 2 bots on one shelf. But it might be too crowded for my liking. So, but I was kind of playing with the idea of maybe doing like the tower in the '86 movie, where Blaster was sending that radio to Prime. I was like, actually, that might be a really good place to put Blaster and Perceptor for when I do that. Which I still need to get a Blaster. Because I'm kind of debating, because I kind of like the KFC one, but I also like the new Deformation one that was just released. So I'm kind of just debating because both look great in my opinion. But like I could probably do something like the Golden Lagoon would be kind of cool from that one episode. You know, the Lagoon, which would probably where Beachcomber and some of the other season 2 bots would go. Because obviously, because you know that was Beachcomber's kind of main episode was the Golden Lagoon episode. I got forget. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, me too. And like just like the initial like you know when I'm planning something or whatever, or if I need to jot something down, I can tend to remember a little bit better if I write it down prior to typing it in. Yeah, I love the Fanswas Galvatron. It's probably one of my favorite figures in my collection. Honestly, it just has such a good presence. I actually have him holding Starscream's head because it came with the MP44 Prime I got, and so I kind of have him just holding the head. And he is out without his Matrix because I gave it to Megatron for the time being. But I really. The movie is so completed for me. So much to hate, so much to love. Yeah, exactly. I've actually been going back and rewatching some of season 3, and it's actually pretty good. I actually really like a lot of the. I watched the first 5 episodes. It's called 5 Faces of Darkness. It was pretty good. I actually liked it. I liked the beginning because it kind of like showed like the Decepticons like just fighting each other because they're all like kind of like stranded on that one planet, trying to survive and stuff. And that was really. There's some good ideas from season 3 in the movie. I just think that the way they went about like getting rid of like the original cast was kind of like where it kind of it was like, what the fuck, man? Like you're just gonna kill all these characters we grew up to love. It's not cool. I have one Megatron with the Matrix. All the others are with the Primes. Gotcha. I'd love to see like the masterpieces actually do some like the original like 13 primes and stuff like that, like Prima, Alpha Trion. Love to see like Sentinel Prime, Nova Prime. Actually, I think there might be a Nova Prime. I think Mastermind Creations might have done a Nova Prime at one point. But the Fallen or whatever, or Megatronus. Trying to remember the names. Sentinel Prime would be kind of cool. Who was probably the only out of all the 80s, all the Michael Bay characters, he's probably the only one that was kind of interesting. But even though his plan and the story behind him didn't really make a whole lot of sense, but conceptually, I kind of like the idea of the character of Sentinel Prime in those movies. Although if they were to make a toy of him that would go with my collection, it would probably have to be like something based on the IDW version of the character because it's probably the best design for the character because it'd probably only be the one that works the best. Or no, actually, no, I think it was in G1, so they probably just go with that design for the character. So, which is kind of like a blue orange, which is kind of what inspired the animated design of the character. So, but I don't know if you've seen this yet, Grumpy, but they actually teased a Minerva the Fembot on Shozy Store that actually it's coming out at some point, I think next year or something like that. But X Transbot's actually working on the Minerva figure, which is gonna be kind of cool. Although there already is one from Fans Hobby, I think, but I think this one looks a lot better. And yeah, I actually really love to see them tackle some of the other Fembot characters, because I think they teased at Elita 1 not too long a long time ago, but they haven't really made any progress on it. So don't know what that's all about, but and they actually revealed some prototype images for that figure actually a while ago. I might show that. I might send you the link to that actually, Grumpy, if you want or interested. But yeah, I'd really like to see them do like the Fembots as well. That'd kind of be nice. But if they don't, I'd probably just like have to settle for like the deluxes. Yeah, I think the Sentinel Prime was like the fire truck in the Michael Bay films, and he was kind of like portrayed as like Prime's like mentor figure, which was okay. Although it kind of it was a very reminiscent character to like Alpha Trion, but more but twisted and whatnot. I know that my wallet are yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah, and they got Leonard Nimoy to play a character, which is kind of cool. Yeah, although they should probably have. Although I would have preferred them to get him to play Galvatron, because they actually did do Galvatron in the next movie after. So it's like, oh, why couldn't you save him for that? but the story behind him was kind of weak. Conceptually it's cool, but it was like just the story with him and Megatron didn't really make a whole lot of sense, because the whole thing revolves around. Oh, okay, so the whole plot is like basically, we're going to go to Earth, we're going to team up, and we're going to take over the planet, and we're going to revive Cybertron. Cool. But here's the thing. They don't explain why, the Autobots are still fighting the war. It's because they established that Sentinel Prime was the leader of the Autobots before Prime. And so if he's the leader of the Autobots and he came to an agreement with Megatron, then why is there a war? The two leaders like fucking came to an agreement and decided to team up. Like, that just never made any fucking sense to me. it's like what the fuck are you doing, Bay? But that's just how he rolls. He doesn't really think of anything, or doesn't really think things through logically. And the whole plan, like, because I remember there's a scene where Megatron's like at the Lincoln Memorial, which is kind of a cool scene, where he's actually sitting in the throne. Like, it's like, okay, credit where credit's due for some G1 references here, but the thing is, like, I think he says like something like, "Oh, we need a Prime's matrix in order to revive him." And it's like the whole plan revolves around that. It's just like, well, motherfucker, the Matrix you didn't know about the Matrix until the second movie. It's like, how can you plan that ahead of time like that? It's like, yeah, those movies make no fucking sense. Like, and there's like so much like there's like some like glimmers of potential with the storytelling, with some of the story elements of those movies, but it's just like they don't really develop them properly. Like, the fourth movie could have been really good, because like it's kind of this really interesting story about the Autobots actually being hunted down by humans and stuff like that. It's like, okay, that could be kind of cool, but they kind of just deconstruct and destroy Optimus Prime's character in that storyline, when they have him like kind of just completely go off the rails. He does things that he probably would never do. Like, but I mean, that was kind of the character in general in the movies. They kind of just made him a lot more brutal than he should be. The way not that he shouldn't be killing, obviously, because Prime is like willing to kill. Obviously he's not like someone who has a no kill rule, but because he's a soldier. But in the manner in which he killed people in the movies was kind of like over the top. And it really wasn't what the character, how the character fights. So yeah. I hate the what they did in the fen. Oh yeah, the Fenbots look fucking stupid. They look so fucking retarded. I have no idea what they were thinking with that. Just made a rollerblading or whatever. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, that's not RC. That's not Alita 1. That's not Chromia. Get the fuck out of here. Luckily, they fixed that with the Bumblebee movie, where RC looks fantastic. So. But yeah, they made Prime a little bit too brutal. And my main problem with Prime in the fourth movie, especially, is when he actually kind of adopts the mindset of that. What's his name? Stanley Tucci's character. I don't remember his name, but he was kind of like the guy who's kind of a part of like sort of the hunting down the Autobots and whatnot. And Prime's confronting him, and then it's like, oh, we don't need you anymore. It's just like. And at one point in the movie, Prime actually kind of agrees or says, "Oh, we're done with humanity now," because this one asshole said that humanity doesn't need us anymore. It's just like, no, Prime would like. It's like, no, Prime would never adopt that sort of mindset, because he's someone who he's wiser than everyone on the planet. Like he's millions of years old. It's like he doesn't he wouldn't adopt that sort of mindset, especially. Considering he's been through war for a long, long time, he's experienced people, power hungry people before, but he also and so it's just like he would never stop protecting the innocent people. It's the whole thing. I just don't have it. Yeah, and he probably would. It's just like it's all sorts of fucked up. Like there's nothing that Prime would ever do. So. Yeah. Fucks. It's like the only cool thing was screwing with Bumblebee voice. The rest of it is dumb. Yeah, I mean it was fine for a time being, for the movies, at least in the context of the movies, to have the Bumblebee's voice be like that. But I think that it kind of, but at the same time, it kind of had negative effects for the character with other series like Transformers Prime, and I think at Fall Cybertron they've made him mute, and some other media just kind of made Bumblebee mute from now on because of the movies. It's just like, he was a bit more of a chatterbox in the original cartoon. He was a little more high spirit and whatnot. So, and then both sides went off to. Yeah, I didn't mind some designs here and there. I mean, obviously, I would have preferred them to be at least. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's like I want to at least have the color scheme and the face designs at the bare minimum for the characters. But some of the designs are okay. I think Blacko was Blacko was kind of cool. He had a good design, but like characters like Ironhide, Ratchet, they just look off to me. Just like Ratchet in green. Nah, he needs to be red and white. Someone posted a concept of RC a while ago, and into a pink. Yeah. I was like, damn, I don't like pink, but yeah. Well, the Age 4th one was so awful. That's no transformation. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, like where they when Galvatron turn into the fucking pixels or whatever. Like when he transforms, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? This is not Transformers. All right. It's like, what? Get your Windows fucking screen or whatever the fuck that is. Like, get that shit out of here. It's like, that's not Transformers. And that's not how you transform. Just lazy. They're just being lazy at that point, honestly. So like, and that element of the character never shows up in the fifth movie ever again. Like, it's like Michael Bay, like, get your shit together. It's like, this is fucking dumb. That's supposed to look geary. They're supposed to look. Yeah. Like, that's the main problem with the designs as well, is that they just look too, there's like too much going on. There's not enough solidity to their designs. Like And they're all like just like a bunch of parts like stitched together. It just doesn't really look very appealing, you know. And honestly, it kind of just makes them look flimsy, which shouldn't be the case. Which I mean, they kind of were in the movies. Like I don't know, first movie they were kind of a threat, but it's like in the because you saw that it took a lot to beat them down. But like as the movies went on, they just looked so flimsy and so easy to kill. Like they were able to take them out with like guns and stuff like that. It's just like normal human weapons. Not like it'd be one thing if like the Autobots like made like weapons for the military to use against Decepticons, like energy based weapons or something like that. That'd be one thing. But like actual machine guns and stuff like that are actually able to hurt like Decepticons. I'm just like in the original cartoon, there was like an episode where Prime is actually stopping a robbery or something like that. It was the Trax episode, I think. That's where the humans were kind of working with like some sort of gang was working with Megatron for whatever plot. And there's a part where Prime is like fighting like some criminals or whatever, or just stopping the criminals because he's not gonna fucking squash them because he's Prime, but like there's a part where they're shooting at him with the guns and it's like they're just bouncing off him like they're nothing, like they're shooting at him with it's just like. And so when you have like regular machine guns like actually being able to harm them, it's just like it's like it kind of just like takes away their power. It makes them look a little bit flimsy. So I think I'll do it for the blossoms at least for now. Now, hold on. I'll test it a little bit in one like small area, how the green will look if I do that. Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm fine with that. Let's do that. All right, let's do some green. Add a little bit of a green hint to some of the white areas here. Just to kind of hint at a sort of the bush behind. Not too much, just enough. Well, the initial transformation, the first movie, like they were still learning how to transform and learn how to be more efficient with it later on. Yeah. I mean, the first movie was okay, but it's just not really. For the time, it was great for the time, but not really. When looking back, it's just like, there's a lot of problems here. Like these movies, I don't really watch often. I mean, there's like some scenes I kind of like, so I'll just like watch them on YouTube or something like that. But other than that, like I don't really go out of my way to watch these films, like especially in full, because like half the time it's like you spend like 40 minutes hanging out with Shia LaBeouf for like half a movie, and then it's like then the good shit happens for the robots, and it's just like I don't care anymore. It's like so it's just like the best way to watch the Transformers movie is just go to YouTube and just like look up certain scenes that you liked, and then just go from there. Move on with your day. Because there are legit some good scenes in the movie. Like I actually like the scene where Prime actually meets Buzz Aldrin. And that one scene, the part where he's like, where he meets him, and Buzz is all like, it's an honor to meet you as a fellow space traveler or something like that, and Prime just humbly tells him like, no, the honor is mine. That's just like a total Prime thing to do. But obviously, that's the thing with the Michael Bay when he did Prime is like there'd be some scenes where they get it right, and then there's be a million different scenes where they don't get it right. Like it's like next scene after it's like, nope, that's not Prime. It's kind of like 50-50. Flip a coin, and Prime will do something he would do, and flip a coin, and then he'll do something he would do. It's kind of how it works. All right, I need some more green. Fuck you. Yeah, that was actually kind of a nice touch there, but one of the few scenes. Like the third movie is probably my favorite one. Or not favorite one because I imply that I liked it, but if you were to strap me to a chair, for like a million years, and strap a gun to my head, I can only choose one movie to watch for the rest of my life. Between the Transformers movies, like it'd probably be the third one because to me it was the closest one they came to a proper story for Transformers. But even though it's very flawed and really doesn't do a good service for a lot of the characters there, but compared to the other films, I think it's the closest one to a proper Transformers movie. But or actually, no, Bumblebee would be, but I'm referring to like Baber stuff because not like the newer movies that are coming out. Because if I had a choice between all live action films, it would definitely be the Bumblebee film that I'd watch for the rest of my life over those ones. So they have to build the characters. Just wish. Yeah, I mean, I understand for the first movie, but like it's like you could have done like because it's like half the time it's just like him going to college or getting a job. It's just like I don't care about this shit. It's not like make him a fucking soldier in the army or something like that. That way you can actually have him interacting with the Transformers and stuff like that. Like that'd be more interesting. Then you can just like focus on the Transformers while also focusing on the human story. Like just get rid of this fucking bullshit. It's like I don't want to see Shia LaBeouf going to college or having trouble finding a job when he shouldn't have because he's fucking like he just like saved the world and in the second movie and he can't find a fucking job. Like it's like whatever. I dropped something. All right, I think that'll do it for the cherry blossoms. I think I'm done with that. Actually, I might just add this real quick. Nope. That won't work. Should have done Bumblebee for the first movie. Yeah. Well, Bumblebee was kind of meant to be so Bumblebee is kind of like it's kind of a weird thing because I think they've said it wasn't canon to the movies, but I'm not for the Michael Bay films. I think they're kind of meant to be its own thing now. Just because there's things in the Bumblebee movie that kind of contradict with what happens in the Bay films, but at the same time, you kind of could just like be like, oh well, it's just business as usual, with those movies. Because I think because originally the movie was intended to be a sequel to a prequel to the Bayverse, but because of because they lost a lot of money off of the fifth Transformers movie, so I think they kind of realized they kind of had to backtrack and do something different because I think I'm not really an expert here. I don't really know the whole full story here as well, but like just by judging by like the way they were kind of going about things with those movies, it's like because they were mostly appealing to normies and some Transformers fans here and there. But eventually, the G1 classic fans kind of just got tired of them shitting on the lore and characters and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, well, we're not going to show up for this movie now. And eventually the normies kind of got sick of the bullshit storytelling as well. So it's just like, okay, well, we need. So I think it's kind of like okay, we need to get back to basics approach. We need to let's just start over and start a new story up, which seems to be what they're doing, but I'm not too sure how I feel about this new movie that's coming out. Just because they're going to be mixing in Beast Wars and G1 elements, which I'm not really the biggest fan of. I think those are two eras that should be kept separate, in my opinion. I mean, you can definitely establish things and set up things for future Beast Wars stuff, but I think that I think that it should be very subtle and very minor. I think that like at this point in time, it should be focused on the Autobot and Decepticon war on Earth and stuff like that. I should, but and they're doing weird things too. Like they're kind of redoing they're doing something different with the Terracons and stuff like that. I'm just like, not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, I have a feeling. I have a lot of skepticism about that movie. The only reason I'm probably going to see it is probably just because of Peter Cullen, because if they have him as Prime, but they don't have Prime. If they don't cast Peter Cullen as Prime in that movie, because they almost didn't do him in the other movie, the Bumblebee movie, almost had him not in the movie at all. But but that's like the only reason I'd see that movie. This movie. Yeah, that too. I think it kind of does it for the blossoms for the time being. Yeah. Although Michael Bay, or not Michael Bay, but Peter Cullen was definitely the best part of the the Bay films for sure. Even if it was like portraying a very, out of character version of Optimus Prime in that movie. But I just hope they don't go full deconstruction with Prime in this movie as well, because that it seems like kind of norm is to kind of take the aspirational, hopeful characters and make them lesser than what they are. Just making them darker or whatever, or making them more have quote unquote flaws or have like a lot of moral integrity issues and stuff like that. Like I just don't want that with this version of the character. I hope they stay true to the spirit of the original character. Thing. That too. But I mean, like but like Disney, but it's like it's not really a deal breaker because like Disney made a lot of because they started their cinematic universe off of Iron Man and nobody knew who that character was, so it's just like they could definitely build out if they were to if they go back if the 2007 film started out with the G1 inspiration in mind from the get-go, I think they probably would have had a bit more fans going back, oh, let's watch the G1 cartoon now, and just like, oh, that's cool and whatnot. But I don't know. Granted, I'm not really all that knowledgeable when it comes to marketing films, so but I think it could have definitely made a profit if they just like stuck to the guns. I think it would just be the same sort of I don't know. But if you build in G1, everyone shows up. Yeah, exactly, and introduces a new audience to the original cartoons and stuff like that. So it's just like it's win for everybody because the G1 fans win, and the new generation gets to look into the past and whatnot. I think that's how it should be. And there is I think there's a new show coming out too, actually. A new cartoon show. I think it's called Earth Spark or some shit. It looks bad. I don't like the designs at all. It was a little weird. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, probably. That's why I said that earlier. Stop rebooting and making. I mean, rebooting isn't necessarily bad as long as you reboot the best way, and to where you're actually getting the franchise on track and where it needs to be. Like, but I think that I thought that Bumblebee at first. I thought Bumblebee was a good place to kind of start out, or kind of a kickstart a new universe to start off. But the way they're kind of shaping up this next movie is going to be kind of very questionable. Very questionable. So just because a lot of things they're planning to do just kind of doesn't really sit well with me. It seems like it's going to be a big bloated mess because they're going to be. So apparently they're going to be introducing a new human cast. They have a new Autobot cast, and then they're going to have. And they've said this in interviews. They've said that there's going to be Terracons, there's going to be Predacons, and there's going to be Maximals and Decepticons in this movie. So it's just like, I don't know how that's all going to work out. Unless some of the stuff is like in flashbacks or whatever. Like I could see the Decepticons being in flashbacks, like seeing how Prime got to Earth and how he got out of that situation he was in on Cybertron in that scene where he was fighting all those Decepticons, which was fucking awesome. By the way, that was a fucking awesome scene with Prime. It was like going off. Fighting Ravage and whatnot. That was cool. That's how Prime fights. He's not like someone because that's the way I like. That's how I like him in the movies, or the way he was fighting that movie, because he wasn't like ripping heads off or making it very brutal to kill someone. No, he's just like shooting them and knocking them down and taking them out like very quickly. That's how Prime usually fights. He just want to, he kind of wants. If he's going to kill someone, he wants to make sure it's as painless as possible because he's someone who values life. Which is kind of the opposite of what we got from the Bay films. Wrong. The actual fans put about repairs being done through a multiverse. No, the fake folks are using it to make things worse. Yeah, it's kind of how it's going. Yeah, it looks kind of dumb. I mean, I kind of like that they're using Alita 1 more in the shows, like as a character, because I think she's a great character in the original cartoon, but I hated how she was portrayed in the Netflix series. I think she's just the annoying fucking girlfriend character. That's what she was in that series. Like, she wasn't like Alita 1 at all. Like it was because in the cartoon she was a lot more kinder, a lot more motherly, and then in the movie and in the show they kind of just made her an asshole. I do like some of the callbacks that they made to G1, like having her kind of stay behind while Prime goes off to fight the war on Earth and stuff. Like at the end of the first season, that was a thing in the original cartoon. But yeah. Like, I was kind of neutral with it when I first saw it, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I mean, there's some good ideas here and there, but ultimately it's just not really the best show. It's just not really well thought out. It's very it's just kind of all over the place. It's not really my cup of tea. And the whole thing, how they kind of treated Pierre Collin, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's like just really disrespectful of what they're doing with like the older actors and stuff like that. Where it's basically like they kind of where they hired someone just to do an impression of Peter Cullen's voice. Like the guy playing Prime is just awful. Like it's a good impersonation, but just not really it's just nothing against the actual actor himself. Personally, it's just kind of it's more the studio that I have an issue with, where they're kind of just hiring younger talent, or not that they're hiring younger talent, but they're kind of going underneath the voice actors kind of union. Oh yeah, and after obviously the cutie stuff, yeah, but but hold on, I need a drink. Throat's dry as fuck. But yeah, like I just don't like the way they kind of like trying to siphon out sort of the older actors and stuff like that. Like I would understand for like a commercial or maybe some other like little things in there replacing the characters for a moment, but like for like the cartoon, video games, the movies, that should be Peter Cullen and Frank Walker doing the voices, like you know. And they're still willing to do the characters. Like it's not like they're not like unwilling to do the voices still, even though they're reaching their golden age. And really the issue isn't really that they're replacing them with other actors, because obviously eventually we will get to a point where these actors no longer are with us, and obviously we'll need newer people to carry on those roles. But it's the way they're doing it. It's the way they're going about doing it that I have an issue with. And it really made me annoyed when I think some fans actually, some fan groups were kind of like trying to support that actually. Like and there was like I can't remember, I didn't follow it too much, but there was like this whole movement of like moving into change or something about change or whatever, like changing the franchise or changing or something about transition or whatever. Like it was like kind of like them trying to say like, hey, it's like change. Or not change, but we got to kind of like move into the future of the Transformers franchise without Peter Cullen or Frank Walker. And it's still like, yeah. And while I understand the mentality behind it, you have to understand it's like they're just feeding into you're basically acknowledging and saying yes to what Hasbro and all of them are doing with the characters and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like they're like trying to not they were trying to support like removing them, but they're kind of saying yes to the way they're kind of destroying the voice actors union in the for the classic actors and stuff like that, which I really just did not like at all. Like, they're actually trying to say that it's perfectly fine to just like, oh, let's just go against their wishes and actually do this and stuff like that. It's like, no, it's like, if Peter Cullen and Frank Walker want to do these characters' voices, they should be allowed to do these characters' voices for as long as they can, as long as they want to, And it's not even that they're just replacing them. Like it would be one thing, like if this Netflix series did a different take. Well, they did do a different take on the character, but in terms of the actor, they very clearly wanted someone to do an imitation of Peter Cullen's voice, and not actually do something different and unique. Like say David Kay when he did the voice in Transformers Animated, which is very different. Not a very different take on Prime. Well, it's a very different take on Prime, but still keeps because it's a very younger, inexperienced version of the character. But the character still keeps true to its values and stuff like that, even though it's not the same because it's very younger. Like I said, it's a very younger version of the character, and it's kind of him still kind of learning and stuff like that. But it was a unique, yeah. It was a unique take, and I think it worked for what they were going for, Basically, no, actually. But yeah, I just do not accept like that sort of mentality among these fans. So, or so-called fans, because I don't think they're really fans, or ones with or at least not fans with integrity, or respect for the people that actually, because it's I can't really say whether or not someone's a true fan or not, but I can definitely say when someone's not a responsible fan, someone who doesn't really respect the lore, or more accurately, don't respect what came before and how it came before and who was the people who were in charge of making that thing come to life, Brown man. I'm gonna take the plate off and try. Yeah, I'm okay with I saw a Photoshop actually of Optimus Prime with a G1 sort of face underneath the mouth plate. And it's like it actually kind of looked okay, but I think it's just a matter of how you do the faceplate or the mouth and stuff like that. Like the movies just made them have like Botox fucking lips, you know. And in Transformers Prime, you know, I didn't hate it at first. It was kind of off-putting because of the animation style for the mouths, but eventually I kind of warmed up to it a little bit. I was like, okay, it's fine. Yeah, but yeah, generally I do prefer him to have the mask, but just the faceplate, you know. Okay, this one's done with me. This one. Yeah. Lays on. All right. Loosely. Yeah. And you know, actually, I'm actually show off the video where in question. Ooh, that's not good. I don't like that at all. Hold up, you're just in the fixing up. Yeah, I think they. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, I think that some of these designers should just keep to the original design. That's what I liked about the Fall Cybertron games because they kept true to the designs while also doing something unique. Because obviously, they're going to have a little bit different design if they're on Cybertron rather than Earth. So, but those games actually stayed true to the original designs for the most part, as much as possible. Like you can, like if I can't look at Optimus Prime and say that's Optimus Prime, then it's a fucking problem. It's like, or sound whatever any of these characters like once you take away the iconic elements of their design away, it's just like it's not really the character anymore. It's like the movies they couldn't even at least have some of the classic head designs. Even a lot of the characters, they just all had very stylized looking heads, like Ironhide, Ratchet. They just didn't really look like the character, at all. It more, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. But the first movie with no play, yeah, I'm slightly okay with it, just because it's kind of like that Wolverine thing, where it's like when he pops out the claws, it's like it's game time, and it's like when the mask comes on Prime, it's like it's game time, it's ready to fight. It's like it has kind of that sort of a vibe, but at the same time, I do prefer without the mouth, because they're their own race, they're on their own species, so they don't have to have, they don't have the same sort of biology as humans, so they can talk however they want. And some of the, but although it does make sense for Prime to have a face underneath, because he was original, because as Orion Pax, he did have a face underneath, when he was Orion Pax. So, all right, I think we're ready to move on to the face details now. Get those lips going, kind of just dragging out. some things. But yeah, maybe I'll play the video of where Peter Cullen and Frank Walker were kind of talking about, you know, what was going on with the Netflix series. Here, I'll pull it up for it right now, and I'll. Here, just take that away. All right, here it is. Let me know if you can actually hear the audio behind it. But hold on, just video pulled up, and then I will share the screen. Or hold on, can I just share the tab? Chrome tab. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I can just share this. Okay, I'm just making sure it works. All right. There we go. Okay, I never really do the screen share stuff, so bear with me here. Yeah, let's keep the comments up. But yeah, this is kind of what, if you haven't seen this video before, Grumpy, or, you know, this kind of makes me really hate the Netflix stuff. But here it goes. Here, I shall pull it. Volume up.
You guys are excellent. Your voices are so iconic. How do you guys feel about?
Hold on, I'm not too sure if you can hear it actually. Hold on, I think I muted the site. Go. Oh, it was working. Never mind. Hold on. All right. Okay. So yeah, here we go. All right, here's the video.
How do you guys feel about actors taking on that role and then trying to sound like you guys?
You know, it's funny. It's kind of an unwritten law in the business that we come
That's
from.
Frank Walker.
Where
Beast.
when we grew up in the business, you just don't do that. You know, we never take over anybody's voice who can't do it themselves. You just don't do it. But
yeah, it's grand theft. Yeah, that's happening now with Netflix. They're going to produce a Transformer series, but they're not going union. And, you know, we work in our union. You know, that's what protects us all as actors, you know. When other guys, you know, go underneath that, and they literally are, you know, they're destroying the union from outside. It's subterfuge. It's just, it's wrong. It's wrong. But that's what's going to happen with this series. There'll be somebody else playing Optimus Prime. That hurts. That hurts. Yeah, don't let it happen.
Yeah.
Get on Netflix. They're bad. That's not nice.
But ultimately,
Love
we
Peter.
do everything for you. So you're the audience. You're the power.
See, this is how I treat your
What
fans.
you want will ultimately
Love Frank. Frank's like a total gentleman in real life as well. I actually had the opportunity to actually meet these two guys, so
Hopefully
it's
it's good.
Thank you.
great people. Now he's gonna talk about the stuff
I'll give you an example.
which is kind of fucked up as well.
The Bumblebee movie. There was they hired another person to do me for during the production, and then they were going to bring me in for one day because they didn't want to pay me, you know, for any more than they had to. So this guy worked for 3 or 4 months, and when I came in, they had actually recorded this guy, and I had to impersonate him, impersonating me. And his timing was wrong, and his inflections were wrong. He didn't know how to drag a vowel, or he didn't know how to make prime sincere, so he'd skip over the things that did, and I went, wow, this is horrible. But I had to mimic him because they had already animated to his sound. And that's why he doesn't come across all that great in the movie. The long shots, I'm okay on, but the close-up stuff, if you watch that movie, you can see I was sickened by it. That hurt.
Well, Frank, like, yeah, that kind of like just kind of shows like kind of what my yeah, I just really hate like the way Netflix and Hasbro's kind of been treating the actors. And
You've gone from
there's,
watching
like,
drum
some
solos
people
on
actually
your phone
kind of
to playing
supporting
along with them in a
a little bit of
soundproof
those.
basement.
Not too
Download
sure
and rock out
to what
even when the
extent
Wi-Fi's
necessarily,
lacking.
just 'cause I haven't
Try
really been following
YouTube
too much,
Premium
just 'cause
on us.
I just haven't really been paying too much attention to that. But here, here, I better
Friends would
close
walk up
this
to
up.
me and just be like, "What the
Fuck you, bitch.
And I just tell them it's mud.
Remove. Damn it.
I was drinking tons of coffee. I was, anxious.
Yeah, stop screen share. Why are you so slow? Stop playing the video. You know what? Oh my God, this thing. All right, there we go. There we go. Fuck your ad, bitch. But yeah, like there's like some fans that are kind of for this whole idea that we need. Oh, it's like, it's perfectly fine to go ahead and go against these guys' wishes. It's like, do you not understand like how important like these actors are to these characters and their development and whatnot? It's just like that just rubs me the wrong way, Just like I don't know. It makes me really disappointed in this fan. Not that all the fans are obviously doing this. Obviously not all Transformers fans are doing this, but the ones that are kind of like, it's like, yeah, get the fuck out. Yeah, Mega Boomer did. I did a Makini. I did a Mackie Boomerkini or Boomertron. I'll call it Boomertron. Here, I'll play a video. I'll rip off a Makini some more. Here, we'll get a clip to play every time I do one. What should I play? Oh, this one. This one's perfect. Hold on.
Amazing. A booby trap that actually catches boobies.
There we go. Got the booby trap in there. So, yeah. All right, so every time I make a boomer moment, I have to play the booby trap clip. We're ripping off what's his name? Mackie. All right. Gatekeep. Hell yeah. I agree. It's gatekeep all these weirdos out of these fandom groups and stuff like that. They don't do anything useful. They don't do anything productive. They just come in here and ruin everything. All right. And I'll do it for the lips. Now let's do the eyes. And actually, we'll do a little bit of the white part of the eyes. Do a little bit of a cool gray for that. Just add a little bit of dimension. Fans for it isn't good enough as it is for faux lack of diversity. Yeah, it's all a bunch of bullshit. It's like there's no need for quote unquote diversity in Transformers either, because like the most diverse cast of characters is in Transformers. Like the most out of all the franchises, I'd say Transformers is one of the top ones that has the most diverse amount of characters, because it's like you have, and it's not in the, because it's like the whole idea of diversity characters is just fucking, the whole concept's fucking stupid, because like diversity in what? Like the diversity in personalities, or are you just diverse in terms of their appearance? Because like with Transformers, they have that nailed down. Because it's like, for the most part, like because like they have Transformers turn to combiners, you have Dinobots, you have Insecticons, you have City Bots, you have planets, like Unicron or Primus. It's just like there's no lack of diversity with Transformers or any of these franchises really. Like like is Batman and Batman and Superman the same character just because they have white skin or dark hair? It's like no, they're not the same character. They're the same. They have different personalities, different worldviews and stuff like that. That makes them different. It's just like it's nothing to do with skin color that makes a character different. I mean, on the eyes it's different, but not in the sense of personality or whatnot. Exactly. The best people for the job, and if it's a character in the movie, like this whole race bending of characters and stuff like that is just fucking nonsense. Like this whole we need to make them diverse. It's like, well, there are characters in the comics that are of color that you don't need to change the pre-established characters. If you want to use those characters, and you can obviously use like characters like Black Lightning or John Stewart or for DC or whatever. It's like there's like so many characters that are not white. It's like it's just fucking nonsense. It's all bullshit. maybe in animated. I don't. Did they? I don't. Are you referring to like which? Oh, right, in the episode where they had them turn to humans. Okay, I think is that what you're referring to, or you're referring to something else? Because there was an episode in Transformers Animated where the Autobots became humans for. It's like a dream sequence where they kind of got to experience what it was like being a human on Earth and stuff like that. It was it was a fun episode actually. I kind of liked it, but yeah. And they're making Snow White black for no reason. It's just like. All right, let's get these eyes going now. His face, voice actor. Oh, the actor. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I thought you meant the actual Transformers animated cartoon from 2007, the one with David Kaye as Prime. I was like, oh, the actor. Okay, I got you. He's just sounding like a lot like Kanan from Rebels. Actually, the guy who played Prime in the Netflix series. That's why it kind of like threw me off. I was just like, it's not really Prime. It just sounds like a young guy, not knowing what he wants to do. It's just like. He doesn't really portray this very wise, compassionate, strong leader that Optimus Prime was in the original cartoon. Snow ain't white. Yeah, apparently Snow is brown now, apparently. Before these people were born. Yep. All right, let's kind of just make these eyes a bit more full. These don't really blend very well there. Hold on. Sure this might work. Yeah. There we go. Much better. All right. So there's her face. We got the main. I think we got the main portions kind of done with the Mulan here. All right, actually, I might just touch up the face a little bit. Just some of these areas here need to be a little bit more better written. He does, but I'm talking about the animated from Snowburn Brown. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. I can't remember, but whatever. Ooh, oh, thanks, man. Yeah, maybe we'll do a Little Mermaid at one point. Maybe we do more of these Disney ladies. But I first have to do the one I am actually planning next. So I'll have to show that off at the end of the stream. Although it's still kind of rough pencils at the moment, but that's probably gonna be the next one I work on. And probably the one if I do pop on Mara's channel tonight, I'll probably be working on that on her stream. So. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to go for, a little more of a cutesy look, because she is a cute character in the movie. So, so it's true to form. Which is complete opposite from what I saw from the trailers and the live action depiction. Just like she's so dead and like inside, like I don't know what's going on with her. I'm gonna do my Nemesis Prime. Ooh, we'll do that someday, man. We've got to do that one. That's actually sounds like a lot of fun. What to send you? Oh yeah, no problem, man. Yeah. Just send it to the DMs on Twitter. I'll check it out when I can. But yeah, Nemesis Prime would be a lot of fun to do. And hi, Brian King. Nice to see you, man. But I actually have another piece I actually want to show off. I was actually working on last time I was on Mara's channel. I actually forgot to share this on Twitter and whatnot. So I'll share that out I'll share that with you guys once I get to it. But yeah, that'll do it for the Copics now. I think we're ready to move on to some of the other stuff. Which I think I'll just do clouds and maybe the eyes, and I'll color wrap here. Do like the final touches on the end. Try to end at around 6. I kind of want to wrap this up in about 15 to 20 minutes from now. So I gotta grab some stuff. All right. So I just need a thing to put my paint on because this is how I'm going to do my clouds. So what I do for this is I basically take some of this acrylic paint, or is it acrylic? Yes, it is. Okay. And what I do is I put that I basically smear that onto like the sky here with some paper towel, and I kind of creates this more realistic approach to, or more realistic looking cloud effect. So I don't really need a whole lot. So I'll just put on my board here. No, let's do this. Get over here. So I don't want to get any paint on my headphones. Oop, that's way too much, but whatever. Here's it was G1, there's Prime, Megatron. Ooh, okay. Oh, did you request it on Twitter or or was it a while ago that I just forgot about? Request was G1, Nemesis Prime, Megatron. Or was that the Nemesis Prime, or was that the Shattered Glass Prime and Megatron that I was referring to, or that I was working on a while ago? Might be confusing the two. Okay. I'll take a brush instead. I'll do a brush this time because it's a very tight sort of a spot here. Well, when he was doing Shattered Glass Prime, okay, yeah, definitely, yeah. My apologies, man. I totally forgot. But yeah, I will definitely do a Nemesis Prime at some point. I just have a lot of projects I'm working on at the moment. So yeah, now I remember that. I think I remember that. Yeah, it's been a while. All right. Nine-second. Oh, that's what I was thinking. So I think some of them best work. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. All right, I don't want to do too much paint just because I don't want it to kind of fuck the paper up here. So I'm just gonna kind of leave that for now, and then I can kind of come back and do the going with some whiteout if I want to fill this in a bit more. But this is kind of how I generally will do like a sky background if I want to have like some very clear sky clouds in the background. Ooh, it's not really looking very good. Hold on, let's just fill that in. Probably just let it dry, but back by the end. Have a good night. Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem, man. Wasn't G1 this is probably designed different from? I'm not too sure. It might have been. It's mostly just in color. I think color scheme. That's kind of like the main only difference between the two. Because Nemesis Prime is basically like black, red, teal, and silver or gray. So, yeah, for some reason I thought you're confusing with the Shatterglass Prime or Megatron I was doing because I was doing that fight scene and it's kind of a pretty much a similar character too. Evil version of Prime, but Shatterglass Prime is actually purple and gray and dark blue sort of color scheme instead of the red and blue. So. But yeah, we're definitely going to do a Nemesis Prime at some point. It sounds like an awesome one to do. I think I'll do it. I think that'll do it for now. Let's put that away so I don't fuck up my tools here. Here, I'll put you in here. All right, so that should do it for Mulan. Obviously, I'll go back in and touch up some of the areas here and there, like kind of fix up the border here once this dries. Actually, I'll do the eyes real quick. I need a pen. Actually, I'll use a darker shade of brown for the pupil. There we go. Much better. I think that kind of creates a more natural look than just the black. All right. Now she's sparkling. Now she's coming alive, not just dead-eyed looking. So, yeah, that's going to wrap this one up. This is a great stream, you guys. Ooh, maybe. Yeah, you could probably beat a Galvatron in a fight under the right circumstances. But, yeah, I think that's going to do it for Mulan. Obviously, I'll go back and obviously, on my own time, I'll kind of just touch this up a little bit. But oh, and I need to sign it. Sign it real quick. Nope, this pen sucks. There we go. Oh, this pen sucks too. Do you suck? Yes, you do. So nope. Probably would. What Galvatron? Maybe. Let's go blue. There we go. All right. All right. Mulan is signed and ready to go. So thanks to everybody for joining me. And I did promise this. I would show off what I'll be doing next in this sort of theme here we're going for. Oh wait, wrong one. Wrong book. Hold on. All right. Just need to find it real quick without revealing any sensitive material. There we go. All right. So remove her so I don't mess with the paint. Right there. But yeah, this is who we're drawing. I was drawing this this morning when I was watching Lethal stream, and this is Snow White. Got to fix up the eyes a little bit. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm going for this one. And I'll show off what I was working on Mara's stream if you didn't catch it. I can't show that because that's sensitive material. Where did I put you? Where are you? Where did I put you? Come on. What am I doing? There we go. There he is. So when I was streaming with Mara last week, I kind of started this guy, Ultra Magnus. We're gonna do Ultra Magnus at some point. So, as well as Brian, we will do a Nemesis Prime. So we'll do that as well. But here's Ultra Magnus looking like a champ. Which I actually kind of did this without reference. Most of this actually, a little bit. At least the pose I actually figured out on my own. But then I later on grabbed some images from online of a toy or whatever to get the design right. But yeah, Magnus is coming. We're doing Magnus at some point. I also need to get that. I need to get that Grimlock going as well. I started a while ago where he's playing like the Sharkticons. Need to get that guy. Yeah, I gave him the hammer as well because that was like so fucking cool in the animated cartoon where they gave him the big ass hammer. Like I think that's like fucking cool. And they even actually have a reference to that in the Transformers Prime cartoon when they brought Ultra Magnus in. He kind of had or for a little bit he actually used the hammer for a fight or two. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Well, I kind of finished up the face a little bit on the stream. I just didn't really get to show it as much. But and that's some other stuff. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the stream, I think. Oh, that's G1 Ultra Magnus. Yeah, this is based on G1, but I gave him the Magnus hammer from the animated cartoon because I just thought it was cool. I just thought it was a really cool weapon for him to have. So. Yeah, it really does suit Ultra Magnus, but yeah, we're gonna just end this off on our lady here, and next, I guess it kind of just like started like randomly. This whole Disney lady, the women of Disney. So like we'll probably just do like Snow White and maybe a Little Mermaid or something like that one day. Who knows? But yeah, also I will put a poll up on Twitter. If you guys are following me there, I will be sort of asking the community if they'd be interested in if they'd be interested in participating in a possible auction for my 100 subscriber celebration stream, which will probably be not this weekend, but the weekend after because I have to work this weekend or this coming weekend. So. But yeah, that's gonna do it for our lady here, and I just want to say a great thank you to Grumpy, Brian, Boset, Riot, going through everybody, making sure everybody gets mentioned. Jacob, Mads, Rhetorical Thrill, and yeah, that should be everybody. And Keely Chow, I saw her pop in for a bit. So yeah, thanks to everybody for showing up. Which hot rod's my favorite? I guess G1 hot rod. I'm more of a G1 guy when it comes to the designs for the characters, but yeah. So that's gonna wrap this one up. And yes, I will be eventually getting back into the Combiner Wars series I've been working on. So, but yeah, let's end this thing because I gotta go to the big boys room. Because I've been holding this in for like 2 hours now. All right. So see you guys whenever. I might be dropping by Mars channel tonight if she'll let me on. But oh, and we got to end the poll. Hold on. The poll, which shit. Tie. Ends in a tie. All right. So yeah, we're gonna call it here, folks. So I will see you guys next time.
Transformers will return after these messages.